Hello and welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show all about separating the fact from the fiction. Joining me today will be Gunnin through Pharaoh Jack and Glitch the Fox on the first team. And on the second team, I have Minxie, Noah Forks, and Dark Wolf.
I'm so happy to be here.
So, the first round we will be doing today will be Home Truths.
Just a heads up, nobody can hear you right now.
Can nobody hear
You didn't
what?
wait until the first ad finished running because you've
Ah.
got monetization now, so nobody can hear a word you're saying. The first
Yay!
Duh.
No, I heard it all. Yay!
Well, let me rerun through all the contestants. So we have
in 1 minute 23 seconds.
Gunnin, we have
Still
Pharaoh,
50
and we have Glitch the Fox. And on the other team, we have Minxie, Noah Forks, and Broc.
Yeah, it's me again. Hi.
So, the first segment we will be doing is Home Truths. In this segment, each of the contestants will read out a story from a card, and it's up to the other team to tell whether they're telling the truth or if it's a big fabrication. To make it harder, they have never seen the cards before, so the first contestant we will be having will be Noah Forks. So please, Noah,
Oh dear.
read out what's
Fine.
on your card.
People can actually hear you now. The ad
Oh, they
just
can hear
finished.
me now.
They
Oh,
can
ad
actually
just
hear you
finished.
now.
Go ahead.
The ad just finished.
And it just to confirm, it is supposed to say nothing, right?
Click the trigger.
Oh. It's funny how that works, huh? Ah, yes. So my brother and I once staved off a spider invasion on a pontoon boat with a lightsaber.
I hate the fact that actually sounds like a Noah thing to do.
Right.
What color was the lightsaber?
Oh god, it wasn't one of the evil ones. It was like either like blue or green. There is a non-zero chance it was yellow, and I know you're gonna tell me
Yellow?
that no, there are no yellow lightsabers. But we were a really Christian household, and we watched a lot of Bible Man, and Bible Man had a yellow lightsaber, so we did have the yellow Bible Man lightsaber. So it could have been yellow. We had a good collection going.
Okay, you broke my brain. I'm
Um,
just gonna. That's horrifying. It's Bible Man.
You want to ask about the spiders? And you're stuck on the Bible Man part. I thought that was pretty mundane.
Yep, somebody else can ask a question. I'm just gonna think about Bible Man.
I'll ask a question because these guys can't seem to think of one. How many spiders were there on this pontoon boat?
Gee golly, I wish I was able to count that quickly because they were. So, how much detail do you want? How much information do you need from me?
How are you squashing them?
With the lightsabers.
No, but like, were you whacking them like? Whoops! Were you whacking them like a bat, or were you like crushing
So
them?
the
with
the movement was very much like a down strike.
So you're
Because we were on a pontoon boat, and the majority of them were coming from the crevasses.
I was in
Oh.
school at the absolute height of the plastic toy lightsaber phase. If you were doing that to squish a spider, you wouldn't even squish the spider. The lightsaber would just snap on its back. Those things were shit.
You had worse lightsabers than we did because I was beating my siblings nearly to hospitalization with those
Was it
for
one
years.
of the ones where you go like that, and it goes.
Yeah.
It goes really long, and then
As
if
an
it breaks,
extendo
it
tube.
splinter off and go everywhere.
Well,
love
I
this.
never had one. I never had one break. I don't know what you did to yours, but it, like it
You have
does
no
like.
childhood.
Wow, that's so mean.
You never got hit in the eye with pieces of plastic.
Moderator, please.
Right. Do you have any
Where
more
was it?
questions? Where was it?
Where was this boat? Where was this pontoon?
On the water, on a lake.
Can I ask some questions, please? For the love of God, would you please let me? You interrupted. How big was this pontoon boat?
Oh, it was you stand at Texas rental when you get down to it. So you got accommodations for about seating. Oh, give or take 8 people in the front section, and they got like a bench in the back for 2. And they got like a gate in the front and the back. It might have been like I was young, so everything looked really big. It happens when you're small. Everything else looks big. You would know. Like 14 feet long, maybe.
So like how big were the spiders?
Oh fuck! We were like, we got like those like those spiders everyone calls daddy long legs that aren't daddy long legs.
Like
they're just
the
like,
dots?
they're just like little dots with legs on them.
These were like daddy
like
long
all the way
or?
from that to like brown recluses.
Oh.
I love that. That's beautiful.
We were saving lives with what we were doing. It was a public service. We were protecting our family, our homes, and our livelihoods.
See, I have 2 issues. Issue
Issues?
number 1. All of that seems very, very, very off the top of your head. And those lightsabers do not last. Especially hitting things. Issue number 2. I've forgotten what the issue number 2 was. It was something. The issue number 2 was the actual issue, and now I can't remember what it was.
I feel like
You're
it's
so
really
caught
hard.
up on your parents buying you like off-brand lightsabers going out and break immediately.
No, I just remember some kid getting his face sliced open in school.
Right.
That's a wonderful visual.
Gunnin.
That was the point they banned them.
Right. So Gunnin, what does your team think of Noah's story? Do you think it's true or do you think it's a lie?
Yeah.
I think it's a fib.
I want to. My team claims that is a 100% lie.
Okay. Noah, please reveal whether you were telling the truth or if you were just telling one big fib.
Do I like do like a dramatic like tension thing with it, or okay?
It was true. Noah did in fact.
I would have expected you to have jumped in the water instead of like attacking the spiders.
Noah did in fact stave off a spider invasion using a toy lightsaber alongside his brother. So the next
a Christian lightsaber.
A Christian lightsaber.
It was
so,
a
I am Googling
Inquisition.
Bible man after this.
So the next contestant that we will be having telling their story will be DJ Gunnin.
Ah, crap. Okay.
Yay!
All right. Oh, if I can grab the card so I can actually read the words. All right, here we go. While I was in the league game, like a bowling league game, if you know what I mean. I threw the ball, and when I threw the ball, I kind of went with the ball, and and I went like halfway down the lane, and then that resulted to me breaking part of my thumb.
Which part of your thumb?
like at the bend,
Sorry,
the lower bend,
the lower
like
one. Okay.
like right here.
I kind of believe that, to be honest with you, because I've seen Gunnin.
That's racist of you to say because he's
Wow,
white.
what are you trying to say?
I'm just trying to say
Just because
you
I'm
are adorably
So, Gunnin,
sized.
Do you
just because
bowl
I'm
often?
just because I'm 5'7" and I'm short does not mean I'm light. I could be 200 pounds. You never know.
Do you bowl often, Gunnin?
Sort of, not really. I don't know.
Don't know. Okay, I retract what I was saying.
What was the occasion? Why were you bowling?
Well, I was in this kid league thing, and it was like right before Christmas too, and my dad gifted me like this Xbox One Day One edition, and I had to play it with the cast.
Because the cast came from the fact you broke your thumb.
And it was a like mini league, so basically like they were all small and young, which means you were lighter, which means I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I would need your insight.
Yeah, sick.
How many pins did
All
you
right.
get?
I got a strike.
Was it with the ball or with your head?
It was indeed with the ball.
No, it's a lie. It's a lie.
That's a
Gunnin
lie.
did not-
That's
Gunnin
a
did not-
lie.
If Gunnin got a strike doing that, he would be telling that story to everybody.
Listen, I'm that much of a
constantly.
professional.
Yeah, did you have the bars up? You know the bars.
I'm
You-
that
you'd-
good that after I broke my thumb, I kept bowling. I ended with a 250 game.
If that was real, you would have put that on your LinkedIn.
Why
You
would I
would
wanna
have been
do
doing that
You
professionally
peaked.
right now.
The only reason why I have a LinkedIn account is because I was forced to make it when I was in school.
Why does he sound so mad?
Bowling and LinkedIn. Do people do that?
I'm sure there's I'm sure someone does.
Like, what?
Like the Big Lebowski.
Right, so
Oh.
Minxie, what does your team reckon? Is Gunnin telling the truth?
I'm gonna be honest. There's no way. There's no way he got a strike. Now the whole falling, I believe, but not the strike. So I'm gonna have to say it's a lie.
Okay, Gunnin, please, were you telling the truth? Wow.
Oh shit.
There you have it.
So
It turns out
Okay.
Gunnin did, in fact, follow the ball after he threw it and broke his thumb.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
Actually impressive.
Like,
You
none
should
of
put
us
that on your
care about
LinkedIn.
his yeah, you should put that in your LinkedIn.
It also
Put
turns
that on
out
your LinkedIn.
also turns out he got a strike afterwards, which is very, very unbelievable.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway,
That's insane.
the next contestant telling their story tonight will be Minxie. So please pick up your card, Minxie.
Oh, my fingers.
It's not easy being a drunk.
Okay. It's not easy. Okay. Let's see. John Cena got dirt in my eye and stepped on my finger and crushed it. So here's what happened. So I was working on a set for a movie and I was acting in this movie. And John Cena was doing this scene where he had to walk over me and I had my hands up through this like grate and he actually crushed my index finger and my thumb. And he was wearing like this really heavy boot and he had like really heavy like armor and stuff on. And he had to do it like multiple times. and that was the worst. My thumb is actually like pretty like there's scars on it now and stuff. But yeah, it was a very painful experience. He also got dirt in my eye like plenty of times. Bastard.
I was there. I was a news reporter for that.
Tom,
Yeah?
why are you back here? I thought I got rid of you.
He's the
I
news
heard
guy
there was
from
another
fake
game
news
show,
dot
so
com.
I decided to come back.
Where's Gunnin?
Probably using the bathroom. I don't know.
Any questions?
What was
So,
the movie about?
What was the movie?
Yeah. What was
It was about superheroes.
Ah.
Actually, no, they weren't heroes. They're actually villains that were forced to be heroes.
Oh shit!
Uh-huh.
But you said he got dirt in your eye plenty of times.
Yes, plenty of times. Matter of fact, there was at least 11 times that he walked over me, and even though we were in a building, in a sound stage, he got dirt in my eye.
Oh.
So
I don't
like,
like the fact that you just like answered any questions that you expected us to think of in this massive long story before we even asked the questions. As usually a surefire sign of people lying.
No. Oh.
wait. So like, how much dirt got into your eyes? Like the amount? Was it like a cup or like a pint, a gallon,
It was.
a wheelbarrow?
I mean, I would say like a grain or two every time he walked over.
Okay. So like a little tiny. Okay.
Huh.
This is so go on.
I was just gonna, I don't know. I just figure like, okay, the thing that gets me is at the end of at first it was like he got dirt in my eye, but then it changed at the end that he got dirt in your eye a lot of times. I mean, it can make sense, but I don't know. It felt like the story kind of changed, and that makes me think, That makes me question.
There's also, if you were in a movie with John Cena, I'm pretty sure. Never mind Gunnin getting a strike on his LinkedIn. You'd be mentioning that on stage every time you perform. Like, hi, I'm minxii. I'm in a movie with John Cena.
The John Cena guy.
John Cena stepped on my finger. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's not really something.
Did you sue him?
Knowing you'd keep quiet about. Did you sue him? That's how minxii
Would you say
buys all
when?
the VR stuff.
What?
No, did you sue him?
What? Did I sue him? No.
Oh.
Yeah, sue
you
the
got
celebrity. What the
so
hell?
much money out of that. Why didn't you do that? There's a news story on it. I did it. I know.
I'm sorry. I didn't do it. I should have done it.
You don't recognize me? I when I started reporting, I was like, "Hey there, guys, it's me, Tom."
Dad? Is that you? I missed you.
Tom, I didn't know you had a son.
Me neither.
Wow. Of course you wouldn't, Dad. You don't love me.
See the part where minxii is Tom's son, entirely believable. The part where the rest of it happened, no, no.
Right, so Gunnin, what does your team
Who
think?
the hell? Who's gunning?
Sorry, Tom. Sorry, Tom. Sorry. You're just sat in Gunnin's seat. I just miss Gunnin so much.
That's rude.
I just miss Gunnin so much. But yes, Tom. Seen as your Gunnin's representative, what does your team think? Is this a total fabrication, or is he actually telling the truth?
If minxii had been in a film that was a superhero. And how many John Cena superhero films has he done that aren't that are villains being forced to be heroes?
Also, John Cena consumes his actors like a praying mantis. So I think it's a falsehood.
Yeah, minxii would be dead. Like,
well, I think that kind of sums everything
up. You
up.
don't see him coming. You don't see him coming. Like, it just happens.
Right. So Tom, what is your team saying?
I'm gonna say that my team is gonna say that is a lie.
Okay, minxii, please reveal if you were telling the truth or if it is a total lie.
Oh shit!
minxii did in fact get his fingers crushed by John Cena, and John Cena did get dirt in minxii's eyes.
Damn.
What?
Yep. This is true.
Fucking Angry Bird here?
Nuh-uh.
It is. I have photos.
Nah. I
would like to see. I would like to see proof by seeing these photos.
I got you.
Right, so I think at the end of the stream, if minxii, you can hook up Gunnin with some photos. I think that'll
minxii,
be.
you can hook up with Gunnin. You guys already got
I could just hook up.
Do you want to hook up a Gunnin?
Who doesn't want to hook up? I mean, what? What? Who said these things? What are you talking about?
Right.
I meant to be the gayest one.
Right. So the next contestant we will be having to tell their story will be Glitch the Fox. So please read out the statement on your card.
Nuh-uh. I once accidentally stole £100 worth of goods from a supermarket.
Which supermarket?
Asda.
I think it's a lie because I think they did it on purpose.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Glitch is too nice, too wholesome, too sensitive, too like. If they tried to steal something, I feel like they would just take it back, crying and being like, "I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." So I feel like Glitch is lying, but we can talk about it still.
Can I just
I used to be
repeat
local
the
competitions. That's
statement?
crazy.
I accidentally stole £100 worth of goods.
So how did you do that?
Yeah, what was the $100? Like, what was stolen? What was?
Do you have any idea how much food and a toasty machine costs?
Generally, I just didn't know if it was like food in a toasting machine or like 17 Pokemon cards.
It was a bunch of normal food. Okay, yeah, it was a bunch of normal food. I don't think there was Pokemon cards in there, but that is a very good, very good assumption. No, it was food, a toaster machine, something else that was appliance, and a new wok. Can't remember what the other thing was.
I actually believe this. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like $60 of food and like $40 of like shitty single-use appliances.
And this is true. It's really shitty.
Use. I've still got them. Well, I would make toasties, but we don't tend to buy bread because we order takeaway instead.
So how did you not pay for them?
Self-checkouts broke and didn't work. It wasn't just
Wait.
It was multiple people.
So they were broken, and multiple people didn't pay.
Yeah, some issue. They came and just kind of grabbed us.
So did they give you the food, or did you walk out with it?
God, no. We had to go through an actual checkout and talk to a human being. Which is...
But like they gave you permission to leave with the food without paying for it?
God, no.
Every time I've used one of the self-checkout things and it's rejected the payment, it's been very clear about
Oh
it.
no! It didn't say it rejected the payment. That's the thing. We all got pulled aside, had to check our banks. It did not say it rejected the payment. It lost connection or some other shit. Don't know. That's Asda's
Did you
fault.
end up paying for it?
Yes. Yeah. on the
Okay,
actual checkout.
okay. There we go. That's what I was missing. I thought you got off scot free.
No, yeah. This is so Asda is owned by Walmart.
It's gotten
So
a lot
they-
more believable. They just like got pulled aside, so like yeah, you just gotta pay for that.
I mean, I believe it.
It's a really mundane thing to lie about.
Exactly. Which is why I'm like,
Like
this
yeah,
is
whoever
probably-
the Asda self checkout was over, so I had to like talk to a real person. Like that's pretty like
I mean, there's a lot
It
of
was like-
detail to this story if you think about it.
yeah.
And it's
I believe
exactly what I
that's
thought would have happened if
Asda.
Glitch stole something. They would end up paying for it at the end of the day. So I was
No.
So I was
This is
right.
telling me a lot about Glitch, about what they think stealing is.
Right, so minxii, do you think Glitch is telling the truth?
I'm gonna have a suspense moment like they have in the shows. What do you guys think?
I think it's a lie.
I think it's true.
Well, this doesn't help. What am I
Right.
gonna do?
We need a rock, paper,
right,
scissors,
minxii.
and whoever wins.
I
Minxie,
have fingers, but
who are you going with? Are you going with Noah, who thinks Glitch is telling the truth, or are you going to go with Brock, who thinks Glitch is telling a lie?
I think it's the truth. I actually think it was the truth because that was a lot of detail.
Okay. Glitch, were you telling the truth, or was this a big fat lie?
See, this was in fact a complete and utter barefaced lie. As if I'd have taken it back and paid for it.
Wow.
You said you would.
So,
You accidentally stole it, right?
I wouldn't steal. I wouldn't steal.
That's why they're
okay,
bad
so-
about lying about stealing, is because they can't comprehend it.
So Glitch did in fact not steal £100 worth of goods from a
You got me.
supermarket.
When I was little,
Specifically
though, I did
Asda.
steal some magic stars.
Has
I
anyone
got told
guessed
off by my
right?
mum. Magic stars don't cost £100 though.
Oh, so you are a thief. Got you.
Only stole all of our hearts.
Once a thief, always a thief.
Wow. Yeah, no, Glitch has stolen the hearts of the nation, I think.
We got your letters. More glitch.
But anyway, we do in fact have to move on to the next contestant, which will be Pharaoh Jack. So, please, Pharaoh,
Okay.
read
Okay, I'm gonna
out
grab,
the statement on your card.
Oh. Okay. During a camping trip, when I had a fever, I'm not sure if I hallucinated a breaching whale or not. Oh, I dropped my card. Okay.
Can I get a
I'm not sure if I
repeat?
hallucinated or not.
What?
It's sorry about that. During a camping trip, when I had a fever, I'm not sure if I hallucinated a breaching whale or not.
What does that mean? Breaching whale?
A breaching whale. So like you're like you
It's
get,
like the ones that
you
go,
got
like,
the
up.
water, and then you got the whale that's just like.
Yeah, it goes like up and.
You're not sure if you hallucinated something like that? What were you doing?
It was late. It was nighttime, and we were camping by a lake, so there was a body of water. But yeah, I had a fever. It turns out I had a flu. We were like
the whales in the lake.
What?
Yeah, it was a lake whale. There's a part in Prince Edward Island where the ocean connects into one of the Great Lakes, and these whales they start young, and then they grow into the body of water, but they are transferred over by the.
Are you sure it wasn't like Lake Champlain?
No.
Hmm.
I'm ready to vote.
I believe you.
Are you familiar with those freshwater whales?
I'm convinced.
Pharaoh.
Like salmon.
So, when exactly was this camping trip?
I mean, I was kind of young. I was like 9, so that was like 2007.
You're so fascinating.
What do you think?
It's like a whale
it
that starts
could
out in
be-
the ocean and it can migrate through rivers
know.
and lakes.
It's not
But
how that
lakes
works.
aren't lakes like
Like they're connected by rivers and their salinity changes and there's certain
You're talking
sharks
like a
and there's
whale.
whales.
like
Well,
a
they're not
giant
like
whale?
it's not like a sperm whale. It's not like massive, but they are around.
Wait,
There's
what's
several-
your
There's
impression?
plecofish, there's sharks, there's different animals that can be both saline water and lake water.
I'm
This
not
is-
sure.
This is
Well, this
actually
is
a good
bad.
one.
No, that's a
sharks
bold-faced
in a-
lie.
That's not.
In a golf course somewhere.
I don't
There's
know
no
enough
fish.
about the ocean to know
I
if this
swear.
is true or not. But
There-
it sounds
there-
crazy.
There's like one species of freshwater dolphin.
And
in, like,
there's sharks and there's
Mexico.
plecofish. and
Yeah,
there's-
yeah. But not the
I
whale.
swear. Well, whales don't have to be like enormous, like classic oceanic.
This is
Like
a lie.
oh,
It's a lie.
They
It's a lie.
can be smaller. They can be like the size of
I
like 40 foot.
I don't
Did I
like that
do a
I have
good
to make the decision.
I'm
'Cause
I want to sound like a marine
Um,
biologist, but you know.
leaning towards lie.
Right,
I
Minxie,
am too.
It seems like your team is coming to a decision. So, what do you think? Do you
Also,
think?
though, it was a hallucination, right? Well, I mean, it could have been. That's what I thought it was.
So,
Looking back later on.
do you think Pharaoh is telling the truth, or do you think it's a bald-faced lie?
Well,
I
you
think-
said you thought you were hallucinating, which means obviously you know it would have been a hallucination. So you don't actually believe that there would have been a whale. You just thought you saw
But,
a
like, looking
hallucination
back-
of a whale.
Like in the moment, I didn't know, and looking back, it's like probably not.
Don't listen to him.
So
Minxie,
I-
are you gonna go with your team and say it's a lie, or are you gonna overrule them and say it's true?
I kind of want to overrule them, only on account of the fact you said you were sick and young, and
Well,
I
I
feel like
had-
that's
yeah.
something a kid would have hallucinated.
It's
Like,
an
"Oh, I-
emotional
Mom, I saw a whale. Where? In the lake.
I had dry sinuses when we arrived, and then like by the second day,
I'm-
I was really sick, and I was like, oh fuck. No, it was cool because when we
So-
got there, the sunlight hit the water, and it was really reflective. And I know I wasn't like a toddler, but like I don't know, it's like I knew what I was looking at, but it was still really magical. I was like, wow, the lake is literally sparkling. And I just
Wow,
thought that was
there's
really
a
cool.
whale in this lake.
So, Minxie,
Well, when it went, like-
what is your team
Yeah.
going with?
Yeah.
Truth or lie?
Okay, no, that was way too much detail. You're talking about sparkling water and whales and like I
Well,
do
that's what I
believe the
saw when I
sick
got there.
thing.
Yeah, I believe he was sick at one point as being a child as well.
This could so be true. Also, my hands are stuck. There we go. This could so be true, but I'm gonna go with them. That way, if I'm wrong, it's all of us
Okay, so you're going
instead
with,
of just me.
So you're going with a lie.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Pharaoh,
I would have said truth, but
was
going with
was
my
this true?
friends.
Did you actually hallucinate a breaching whale in a lake?
It was not. No, it was a lie. I read the card and I was like, wait, what? And that was really hard.
There you, there
I thought I
you
was
go.
busted for sure.
The second
Pharaoh-
he started
Yeah.
going for science, I was like, oh,
I'm so glad I trust my friends and not
And then I said lake,
whale
and
lakes.
it's like,
Lake
There-
whales.
oh.
There you go. Pharaoh, in fact, did not hallucinate a breaching whale in a lake.
Yeah,
You
whoops.
made it sound convincing though.
they would have made a
Pharaoh's
liver
gonna be-
month this episode of it.
Right. So the next person telling their story will be Noah Fort. box. So please, Noah, read out the statement on your card.
You'll get one soon, buddy. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
All right, I gotta go again. That's cool. It's supposed to be the same one again?
No. Click it again.
Oh, now we broke the game. Good job, Dubbins.
Is it blank or is there a story on there?
I dropped my card.
Noah.
Look, am I back? Am I back? Sorry.
What just happened?
My internet was being really weird for a second. Hi.
Told you broke Noah.
All right. I was trying to read this, but it broke. One time when I was at a concert, a macho man accidentally flashed me while wearing a pink dress.
Accidentally?
I mean, I assumed that it was an accident that they flashed me as I was a child.
Oops. Oh.
You usually don't flash children on purpose. I mean, some people do, but we don't like to talk about them in mixed company.
Jesus.
Okay.
So like did the wind like blow up his
So
attire?
what's
No, it was very like intentional. Like I was just in the danger zone. You know what I
Was
mean?
this-
Like,
Wait, so it was intentional.
like it was intentional that they performed the act. It was not directed at me. I was just in the splash zone.
The splash
of what
zone.
happened.
So he showed off himself while there were children around. That's still.
Yeah, have you ever been to Texas? No, you've not been to Texas. I can tell. So yeah, the Texas State Fair, we drink a lot. I mean, the kids don't, but as adults who drink a lot, people do a lot of weird shit. As an adult, well, I go as an adult too because it's culture. You should do local stuff. It's good for like your town and for your sanity. But yeah, the adults are all drinking and stuff, and I don't actually know the context of why he did it, but he just flashed another dude.
so
I
you
was
said
not
that
next to that guy.
you said that you said that you were an adult, right?
No. I was a
No.
child at this time.
Okay.
Very
so
sober child.
Do you? How old was this guy? Was he like young, or was he like gray hair, like
but he was probably
balding?
like 30s, early 30s.
Hmm.
It could be 20s, but like it'd be like an unfortunate 20s.
Wow.
Did he say anything or did he just like do that?
A lot of laughing. It's mostly what I remember, honestly. It was like a hey, like an exclamation to get your attention, and then a whole lot of action.
Damn.
Like that. And then he would put it down really fast, and then he would just kind of like melt back in the crowd.
Can you imitate that action for us again?
Oh yeah.
Wild.
It was a lot of like that.
Okay.
I don't have.
I
I
can
don't have
picture a piece of
fist bones to
fabric
grab
doing
my
that.
skirt, and also I'm missing a hand because my controller's losing tracking because it's too hot, so I can't.
What?
So it was got a gang sign. It was a.
Oh, I see.
I'm wearing the skirt.
God,
it
it's
was
him!
me.
No!
It was not me. Okay, who was performing?
Who was performing? Yeah, we were at the state fair. So the concert was what was it? It was the Irish. So they do different themes every year. That year it was the Irish festival. So there was a little Irish concert where they were actually doing jigs, like.
Wait. So you remember what the theme was, but you don't remember what this guy looked like.
No, I remember what the guy looked like. He was like a 30-year-old dude, like kind of balding. Like he could have been an unfortunate 20. He wasn't like overweight, but he definitely wasn't thin. There was a good amount of hair, but like it was one of those dresses that like kind of like covered everything up, but like was just on like the shoulders, right? So like everything here, you could see a little bit of the hamburger meat like here, but that was about as much as you really could see.
With all this description, I can almost believe that this was Noah's closet door opening moment.
I had a lot of those. They were knocking on that door for years. Not that guy specifically. Like it wasn't like one guy chasing me, trying to give me the homoerotic awakenings. But next question.
I don't. What color was the dress? Sorry, you might have mentioned that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the dress was pink.
Yes. Okay. That contributes to my verification process.
That was written on the thing.
Yeah, no, my bad. Sorry.
Well, it's like fact checked like the prompt, sure.
I don't even know what to say to this one. I'm a little lost.
It was really cool that year,
I am
honestly,
genuine.
because like they kind of partnered with like the Humane Society during that like
That
state
guy
fair.
particularly.
No, not that guy particularly. I'm just reminiscing now because y'all are like debating. It was like there was a lot of like Australian shepherds and collies, which are like adorable. They all had I always want to call it homophobia in their eyes, the heterochromia.
Okay, I'm starting to
cute.
lean. I'm starting to lean to one side now.
So, Gunnin, does your team think that Noah is telling the truth, or do you think he's just telling a fat old lie?
See, from the fact that he said concert when he was reading the card and then just kept saying fair, I think it's bullshit.
Pharaoh?
This one seems like it could be. Seems like it could be. Could be.
It could be. It could be, but is it? I'm gonna go with a lie.
You're gonna go with a lie. Okay.
Yes.
Noah, were you telling the truth, or was this a big fabrication?
Oh,
there you
damn.
have it.
was a
Noah
lie.
did not have a man accidentally flash him while wearing a
Thank
pink
goodness,
dress.
by the way. That would be scarring.
Great.
I don't know
Good.
if I would be the same person today. Oh my gosh. That'd be awful. Anyways, do you know any like dads that want to wear a pink dress?
Goldie watching the stream, just writing it down.
Well, there you have it. We've had a few stories from a few of our contestants, but we're going to have a short break right now, just so we can get set up for the next section of the show. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Right, hello. So,
Bye.
now it is time for This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest, and it's up to one of the teams to sorry, let me restart that. Now it's time for This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest, and each contestant from one of our teams claims it's them that has the mystery connection with this guest, and it's up to the opposing team to tell who is telling the truth. So please welcome our mystery guest, Pinky Milge. Come stand next to me, please. Yeah, a bit this way.
And I wonder why my controller's broke.
Thank you very much. Right, so Pharaoh.
Yes.
What is your connection to Pinky Milge?
Oh, we met because one night I was kind of alone and I went into a public organism world. That's like the really, really big VR world. And they told me all the lore. They're the first person to point out that all the little props tell an overall story.
Okay. And
Still kind of ambiguous, but yeah.
Gunnin, what is your connection to Pinky Milge?
So I met Pinky Milch in like in a furry hideout instance, and I was wearing at the time I was wearing like this fluorescent green raccoon avatar, and then I was wearing a tuxedo and Crocs. They really liked it.
Okay, and Glitch, what is your connection to Pinky Milge?
That's Pinky Milge, and she had me removed, and I've made it her problem for 29 years.
Right, so...
I believe that one the most.
Yeah, I did too.
Wow.
Right, so...
That hurts.
Who are you going to question first?
I'm not allowed to question Pinky Milge.
No,
correct?
you're not allowed to question Pinky Milge.
I kind of already know
Right.
who it is.
Right, you'll have... so, which contestant are you going to question first?
Oh, do you want to question them? Because I kind of already know who it is.
Yeah.
I kind of already know who it is.
Try to
Pharaoh.
whisper when we're in a Discord call.
It's the yellow one. It's the one with the pharaoh.
Right, Pharaoh, I think they're going to question you first. So, please, what is your first question to Pharaoh, Jack? Minxie's team, please.
Oh, you had a question.
What was some of the lore they told you?
Well, the lore.
You
It's
said.
kind of sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, just that it's still not like in stone what exactly happened, but like there's like a family that was born and they were kind of like separated. It's mostly believed that the father died in a car accident. It's like all of the worlds kind of lead up to that there's like the oldest died. And it's like the older brother took up smoking and like went down the wrong path. And ideally, it's through the younger brother's perspective that everything's placed out. There's just lots of little like teddy bears huddling by the TV, and one has like the same outfit here as it does there. Like, there's just lots of very little details that it's like you can kind of put the picture together.
It's very depressing.
I've never been to the world.
It
means
is.
nothing to
Honestly, it
me.
is.
You've never been to Organism.
No.
It's really
You should be
beautiful.
ashamed of
It's
yourself.
like a really beautiful place. It's sad, but it is like huge and really detailed.
First place I take people when they move from Quest to PC. Like, very first place I take people.
Yeah.
Hey,
Gunnin,
I
what
have
was
a. Yeah, I was gonna say I had a question for Gunnin too. Actually,
Gunnin, okay.
Could I have you repeat what you told us originally?
Yeah, I met Pinky Milch in a furry at Hideout Instance. I was wearing a fluorescent green raccoon avatar with a tuxedo and Crocs.
This is VR chat. Anything's possible.
No, that's the same twice. He said the same thing twice.
You know me. I have silly avatars like this one.
No, yeah, you generally don't look right. You're right.
Wow. Noah, you're saying that Gunnin doesn't
did I
look
crash?
right half the time?
Oh, really crashed.
No, you look great, kind of.
That doesn't sound very genuine, Gunnin.
No, it doesn't. That was forced.
I'm inclined to believe you, Minxie. I think that if there's anyone here who does not know,
Yeah.
then that would be Pharaoh.
Yeah.
What?
I
Why?
think I
How's
would win.
that? But we went
You've
to the
been
world.
exiled.
And we spoke a bunch. We spoke a whole bunch. There were several people. Oh.
It is too late.
Wait,
Do you
what?
think?
I think it's pharaoh.
Yep, I think we're
But
gonna
no,
go with Pharaoh.
You have to guess who has the connection to Pinky Mills.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you're
it's
guessing
glitch.
Who
It's
has the
glitch.
connection?
has
It's
the connection.
glitch.
It's glitch.
Let's question the contestants a bit more.
Okay, glitch.
It's like we need more time. Like we.
Now, why would you be blocked by this bean?
I didn't say blocked.
You said removed
They
or
got
blocked.
unfriended. They got
Unfriended,
removed.
you
I
know.
didn't say that either.
Yes, you
You
did.
said removed.
You said removed.
They also
So it's
said
glitch.
29 years ago.
They did
Yeah,
say
it's
29
glitch.
years
Glitch
ago.
hyperbolizes everything, though.
Yeah, I feel like Glitch would try to lie in order to. I
I think
know
Glitch was giving just gave a real answer and then realized halfway through and just
Okay, right. So,
29 years ago.
right, okay.
Yeah.
How about you ask an actually, good question to Glitch?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Your questions are crap. Wow.
Glitch. Is it true that you've known this being longer than VR chat?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A hell of a lot longer.
Could you describe the
go.
removal?
C-section.
Can you also say what platform it was? Because you said you got removed, and it would have to be
No.
another platform other than VR chat.
Glitch is implying this is his
It was
mother.
about floor 3 of the Blackpool Victoria Hospital.
Yeah, I'm still have to go with Glitch. I think Glitch is the connection. I mean, unless
It would be quite an absurd story.
Gunnin, what did you bond over at that free hideout with our lovely guest here?
I mean,
What
we
did you
didn't really
speak about?
we didn't really talk that much. They just seen the avatar and they're like, "Can I have that avatar?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can have it. I got it from a Prismix world, so I just gave them the avatar."
so you're not friends with them at all. You just gave them an avatar.
I mean, yeah, it's like just a connection, right? It was a connection, wasn't it?
I'm still going with Glitch. I'm sorry.
I'm stuck with Glitch too. Glitch is
Don't
Glitch
don't,
gave such a real answer
don't underestimate
immediately.
don't underestimate the lengths I will go to find someone for this segment.
You found out that they spoke one time.
Don't underestimate me, Minxie. Don't underestimate me, Minxie, okay?
In a public instance.
Yeah, don't
probably...
no, Minxie. Do not underestimate the lengths I will go to find someone for this segment, okay? Right, how about you question Pharaoh
I
next?
want this to be true now.
How about you question Pharaoh next?
You
Okay,
really want to
Pharaoh,
ask more questions.
would you like to ask a question?
He wanted this segment to be like.
Oh, someone pressed.
It's true. He wanted this segment to be long and you just aren't making it
well,
long
my
enough.
bad. This is such a difficult.
How
Okay,
long
we'll just
ago
keep asking.
was the organism meeting?
No, I was like, I usually don't do this, but I was like, I'm just going to join a public world and just see who's around. And I went on the organism one because it's very pretty. And I don't know, it's like not like chaos, but you'll meet some new people. And yeah, there were like some new players. One of them just got a headset and they were like getting comfortable with it, you know? So it's kind of like giving some tips. But yeah, then you were there and they were pointing just stuff out. Like we all just kind of started walking around and yeah, they knew all the actual details and they were like rattling off the storyline as we went along. So we all just kind of like had a hangout and like a big exploration together.
Pharaoh, pink were they at that time?
How pink?
Yes.
Um,
They're very pink now.
it
How
was a
pink were
different
they
avatar at the
then?
time.
It was a different
We were all
avatar
in.
at the time.
I wasn't in my avatar either. Usually, when I go into public worlds, I just kind of put something more like innocuous and just kind of like low profile on.
And when was
Something
this
that made them
again?
tells lies.
This would have been like just over a year ago now. It's still warm out.
Right, how about you
This is
question
tough.
another contestant? You know, we need this to last a bit longer.
Sorry.
This is meant to be a long.
Have,
This is meant to be
You're
a
gonna have fun
long
with this in
segment,
the
okay?
editing.
This is meant to be a long.
It's meant to be
segment.
long.
Yeah. So you need to ask some more questions, please, Minxie, please.
Okay. Gunnin. Can you tell me? I don't know what to ask.
Johnny, was there a romantic attraction when you all met?
Yeah. Was there a romantical attraction when you were wearing this neon green raccoon? I think
No,
it
it
was
was
a green raccoon.
no, it was just a neon green raccoon wearing a tuxedo and Crocs, and they
So
liked
there,
it.
so you're saying there was
it's
no
like
chemistry between you two at that time.
You didn't feel like, oh my god,
You didn't look in their
standing
eyes
there in your
and
tuxedo, like, I need
get
you.
lost for a moment.
I mean, they asked where I found me. Like, we had a little conversation afterwards about finding avatars and all that. But yeah,
But you said that you
Star-crossed
guys
lovers,
didn't
so
talk that
sad.
much.
that was not talking much. We just talked a little bit after that. It wasn't much.
Oh. It's very hard to keep asking questions. But the second I go to glitch, it's just gonna be like immediate. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Glitch. You said 29 years ago?
Yes.
What platform was it? Like, you haven't answered the question.
I did. It was about floor 3 of the Blackpool Victoria Hospital.
At a hospital. Like a legit.
Yeah.
Right,
Pharaoh, I have a follow-up
okay, right,
question.
Minxie, hang on,
Yeah.
Minxie. Broc can enlighten you because I think Broc was listening more than you were.
Glitchy is saying that Pinky is his mother, his actual mother.
And the penny drop.
Still
Where
on the
did
glitch.
the extra
That
headset
is a
come from?
tall claim.
Where did the extra? Are you saying my mother doesn't have is too old for modern technology and VR headsets? Wow.
Well, that's
I
not how I
follow-
was going
right
to word
here.
it, but yes.
I have a question to clarify something. I'm gonna table the mother thing for a minute. What platforms was Organisms available on a year ago?
Well, it's still PC Quest. I don't think it's been updated for like at least 2 or 3 years now.
Okay.
Actually, no, I don't think it'd be. No, it wouldn't be Quest. It would just be PC,
Just PC.
'Cause
Just
it's-
PC.
like PC VR. Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Glitch. I honestly don't know what to say.
Which, how did you fix
You
your
just
microphone on your Quest?
How did I fix my? You've just completely tabled asking about the guest, and you're just going to ask.
No.
me about the mic.
I mean, no. This is relevant. I promise.
My Quest 3 microphone was the one that was busted. I got a
Mhm.
Quest Pro.
What happened to that Quest
How I
3,
ended up
if I
with
may ask?
It is. Oh, it's not right there at the moment because my flat's turned upside down for the work. It is in that box.
So you would have me believe that your mother bought their own VR headset?
Wow. This is rude. This is actually rude.
When you had one sitting right there?
To be fair, I did also have a Quest 2, which is in the other room. I have multiple headsets. That's how I test things. You've literally been there when have you been? Oh, actually, I don't think you've been there when I've been cross-platform testing on my own. It's really fucking
Holes
annoying.
in the theory.
I am out of questions. My brain is not functioning, so I'm gonna need you to keep asking questions. Because Glitch broke my brain. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like I'm like a lawyer in like a fucking like Star Trek episode. I want to go out and start yelling.
Of course, you would make a connection to Star Trek.
Gunnin, what avatar was Pinky using at the time you met them?
Who are you
Like
asking?
when we met, it was just like a Rex avatar. It was like a public Rex avatar.
You're a really good gunnin.
Gunnin, I think that
Gunnin, would
question
you like
was
to answer
directed
as well?
at you.
Wait, what?
I think the question was directed at you.
And me?
Yeah. What avatar was Pinky using when you met?
They had like just like a white and blue Nardo at the time.
Don't look at me anymore. I don't know.
It's dramatic. I'm adding. They could do like a cut in like this, and it'd like be good for like a hyper edit later. Hurry!
Noah's always thinking of the hyper edits.
Oh, I see them in my
He's
head.
he's thinking of short form. It's the short form content. That's where the money is.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I put all the.
That's
clips.
why I have to accuse you of being a bad child and not gifting your parent a VR headset and making them buy their own.
To be fair, as stated on my interview with Metaverse DGen, my mother is a heartless woman who flat out refused to buy me a £10,000 gaming PC and headset 10 years ago. So
you have
That's
made your point, my point for me, which means Gunnin is the one who is telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that because I know Glitch wouldn't have said that right in front of their mom. So
right. So minxii, who do you think has the proper connection with Pinky Milge?
Gunnin, because Gunnin's unhinged.
Okay.
Wow.
So, Pinky Milge, please unmute yourself and reveal to us who has the genuine connection with you.
Discord.
Oh, are they? You're not unmuted yet.
I'm very interested.
Unmute yourself in Discord.
Unmute in Discord. Oh, I've lost my hands again.
You got me now.
Yes, we can
I
hear
am Pinky Milge, and I had Glitch removed 29 years ago.
Wow.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's your.
This beautiful thing here right here is my dearest mother. No, you can't ask many questions.
And I was just sitting here talking about how it's romantical between your mom and Gunnin.
I started that. That's on me.
I'm sorry. Oh my.
So we were right, by the way, immediately right.
I was right, yeah.
Right. We got psyched out.
Yeah, because we got asked more questions than Gunnin's unhinged.
I don't even feel like we lost that. Like we were.
No, we won. We won that.
In my heart.
Well,
it's lovely to
yeah.
meet you, Mrs. Glitch.
Of course you did.
Very nice to meet you.
well, thank
Mrs.
you.
the Fox.
Thank you so much, Pinky Milge, for joining us.
Thank you.
For What I
You're
Lied to
welcome.
You. But yeah, I think that is the end of This Is My, and we can move on to the next segment of the show. So everyone say goodbye to Pinky Milge. Round of applause for Pinky Milge.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Oh god, I forgot.
Right.
I was talking about like the gun kissing Glitch's mom. Oh, that's
What?
weird. That's
Right.
I feel
Please,
bad now.
host.
To be entirely honest, the second Dubbin said he was doing Would I Lie to You, the very first word out of my mouth was my mum has a headset. the only reason I'm standing here on this panel is because she's got a headset.
I'm curious. Where did the username Pinky Milk come from?
So that was her username on various different things, going back to eBay and the Pocket Dragon Haven website. Pocket Dragons are a little collectible figure made by Real Musgrave and his wife. It's not rude because it's her actual name, Muff. Shit you not. And they made these little figurines. We had pretty much the entire collection when I was a child, and yeah, that was her username on all the websites, and that's what's kind of stuck
Very
with her.
quickly trying to
since.
figure out why
Glitch just
Glitch is.
broke
I
me.
can't believe
Glitch.
you didn't get the. I can't believe you didn't get the C-section. You went. How did she have you removed? I just went C-section.
Because I wasn't thinking. I was like, wait, what? Saying that's your mom?
You know, I don't often think of cesarean sections myself either. They can't give you too much.
Yeah.
Oh no! As soon, like literally, we went through the list, and literally you said, "Oh, it has to be Glitch," and I'm like, "No, please, no, please, we need to draw this out. This needs to be a long section."
I mean, I immediately knew that Glitch knew them.
No,
Just from them saying like,
that's why I kept trying to get you to like clarify that it was Glitch's mom that we were talking about.
But then Gunnin did a really good job on making me believe them because Gunnin's really unhinged.
Anyway,
Gunnin, you were remarkably consistent.
My story my story was made by GPT, whatever the hell you call it. So yeah,
That's wild.
Did it come up with the green raccoon thing?
yeah. I never had a fluorescent
Right,
green.
anyway,
raccoon.
I wanted to
anyway.
call you on that.
Now it's time for Quick Fire Lies. It's basically the first segment, but just with a different name. So we all know how to play, so let's play. So the person playing tonight will be Broc.
Oh, he finally gets a turn.
So please
Oh,
read the
that's
statement on your
why.
card.
I once took a rifle into the bank.
Damn.
That sounds like a very Badger thing to do.
That sounds like an American thing to do.
It also said
Yeah, but yeah, that's
he's British, but also like he's a Badger.
it's the United States of Kingdom. They don't let stuff happen there like that.
United States of Kingdom.
I don't feel safe.
It depends what reason he had the rifle. It also depends how it is. It could have been taken apart.
Yeah, was the rifle intact? And assembled?
Yes, it was intact.
Oh shit.
Oh, that is bullshit. They don't allow you in any occupation to take a rifle fully.
Yeah, are you a
put
hunter?
together in England?
Do you hunt?
I attempted hunting a few times. I was terrible at it.
So you decided you'd hunt for some money in a bank.
Hunt for checks.
Yes.
So how did you use this acquired rifle? Like, how did you tuck it in your like pants or like hide it in your shirt or something like that, and walk into the bank?
No, it was in a case.
You're happy to see me.
Yeah, just in a case on my shoulder.
Oh.
See, I think they'd still run the alarm. My mate was a chef, and he had to go in the bank after college. He had the roll of knives entirely rolled in the roll, fastened up, but they were sat on top of his bag. And one of the tellers in the bank recognized it and made him leave. Like, just flat out recognized it as a roll of chef's knives and made him leave. They wouldn't even let him in with chef knives in the rolls, fully secured. So I call bullshit. Was the bank open, or did you break in after dark?
No, the bank was open.
What were you doing before entering the bank?
I was visiting my local gunsmith.
Oh.
I had taken the rifle for a repair.
I thought you Brits don't own guns. Is this rumor true?
I thought that was still illegal.
Not the way that Americans do, but there are certain people that have guns for certain things, hunting rifles and things like that, with a particular license and with all that.
Are you a sport shooter?
Most of my shooting was at a club.
How old are you? And how long ago was it?
34 and about 12, 13 years ago.
Okay.
I can't do maths. How old was he?
Early 20s.
No.
Wait, no, that'd be a lot more than 28. Yeah, my math is good. So, like, what were you doing that day before going into the bank?
I need to rob him.
No, I'd gone into town to take the rifle in to get a repair. It was a lot quicker than I expected, so I still had the rifle when I went to the bank. I can't remember what I was doing at the bank.
See, I'm half inclined to say truth on it. What kind of rifle was it?
It was a underlever air rifle.
What make?
Oh, okay. So it wasn't. Wait, you took an air rifle to a gunsmith?
Stinger. Yes.
I don't know enough
still a gun.
to know if that's true. Yeah, that's what you'd do. How many bars were on the window of the guns? Like
on the window of the guns.
Right.
Did the guy only have one arm because he stuck his arm out the side of a bus, or because his controller turned off?
No. Who had arms?
Another Simpsons joke. Ignore me. I just
right. So, Gunnin, what do you reckon? Do you think that Broc is telling the truth, or is this another fabrication?
I think it's obscure.
But
true, and I hate that.
If it's a pellet rifle, I mean, I can picture that a little more being likely.
Okay, I guess we'll be saying true.
Air rifles are the main ones that we have, and you would take it to a gunsmith in England.
So
go to a person fully licensed to handle and repair.
So you're saying true?
Yes.
Okay. Broc, was it a true or was it a lie?
It was true.
There you have it.
No,
Broc did in fact
Wow.
bring a rifle into a bank.
Calling the police.
I feel unsafe.
Nobody said anything. Never batted an eye.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm calling Plod. They're gonna rock me your dog, going, please! And then they're gonna drag you out by your leg and beat the shit out of you in the middle of the street. And then it'll turn out that they weren't even looking for you; they were looking for the guy 2 doors down.
Right, so
Wow.
the next person telling their story will be Noah Fawkes.
Again, you love
He's already
me.
done 2.
That's too bad. Cry more. Let's see.
Maybe I will.
Well, bottle it for me. I want to hold on to them. All right. I nearly died because of the 2008 Olympics.
What now?
I nearly died because of the 2008 Olympics.
Oh,
Were you in Beijing?
No, myself, I was not personally in Beijing.
Wait, is the 2008 Olympics one of the ones that McDonald's did a really stupid thing on, and you ended up eating way too many burgers?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm gonna be honest. That sounds really cool, though. I would like too many burgers.
Okay, go on. How did you nearly die?
Yes. So the way that I nearly died, so we were kind of like poor growing up. Like not kind of poor. We were pretty poor. So we didn't get a lot of like the little treats, like you know, like you know, we didn't get a lot of like the little treats, like you know, instead of getting like real milk, we'd get powdered milk and mix that with water, that kind of stuff, right? So you know, the 2008 Olympics rolls around, and you know, my mom wants to get me a treat because she's trying to be sweet about everything, right? And you know, it's the Olympics. I'm excited. I'm on the swim team. I want to watch the swimming, right? It says they give me chocolate soy milk as a little treat. There, she's kind of on a health kick. She didn't want to get regular milk, so they got chocolate soy milk. I never had soy milk before, so that was it was a new experience for me. So I pour myself a nice tall glass of chocolate soy milk, and I sit down in front of our 30-odd inch CRT television in the sunroom, which was kind of just where we watched TV, honestly. But it was weird because they had like a separate AC heater unit on the floor to the side that was entirely separate from the central AC and heater for the rest of the house. That's besides the point. So it was in this cabinet, and you know, we were on the couch. I think I spent the first like 10 minutes because we had a little elliptical machine there. So like, I spent like the first 10 minutes there drinking my chocolate milk, and then I found out really quickly that I'm allergic to chocolate soy milk or soy milk in general. And I laid down on the couch, and I just remember my life fading as Obama's face was on the screen and fireworks flew up as they painted or they like lit the torch.
How did they light the torch?
They had some like chick running. Apparently, they had like 40 people running, which was weird, and they like took turns running. And then they finally just kind of like ran up. There's like a ramp or stairs. I don't remember a lot of the specifics because like I was dying. I'm gonna be honest. But I think there was like a ramp or stairs, and they just kind of like dropped like the eternal flame or something into like a vat of oil, whatever.
What was the so this was the opening ceremony. What was the most memorable part?
Obama. Seeing Obama while Obama's face being one of the last one of the last things I saw.
It's one of my all-time favorites. And there is one thing that you would remember just flat out. There is one moment in those in that opening. So you could be having a heart attack and you'd remember that. I call bullshit.
I was 9.
I call
and I
bullshit.
was dying off chocolate milk, so I don't know what you're talking about. I just remember fading out while seeing Obama on my screen with fireworks behind him.
Why would Obama be there with fireworks behind him?
Because it was the 2008 Olympics, so it was a huge year for Obama.
Don't look at me. I don't remember anything about this.
I'm pretty sure it was the Olympics. It was something Chinese.
Something Chinese.
And we didn't get a lot of that on the
Believe
ABC in Columbia, Missouri. Okay.
No, it's during the 2012 Olympics, the American commentators didn't even know who the inventor of the internet was. He came along and the American commentators said, if you don't know who this guy is, don't worry about it, neither do we. It was
When
Tim
you're
Berners-Lee
9
who
and dying
literally
from
invented the
chocolate
internet.
milk exposure, you're not
No,
worried about
2000
that.
Yeah.
Right.
If you got all the way to the torch being lit before you had the issues, there's a good chance that you would remember.
Right, Gunnin.
Wait, I got. Hold on. Wait.
Okay.
What? Was it chocolate soy milk actually good?
You know what?
Yeah, until I die.
I guess you wouldn't have had enough to elicit a reaction if it was bad.
Genuinely, yeah, I remember it not being bad because I do remember drinking it. I remember expressly thinking this isn't as good as chocolate milk, if I'm honest. And I remembered a uniquely grainy texture in my mouth. Believe it or not, I've not tried to retest this theory of my allergy since then. I've not gone out of my way to spend my hard-earned money on poison.
You should do that now. We'll call an ambulance. Don't worry.
If you want to DoorDash me chocolate soy milk, I will chug as much of it as I can right now. And I will collapse on this floor for content.
Right. Before this gets out of hand and Noah collapses on the floor, Gunnin, what does your team think? Do you think that do you think that Noah is telling the truth, or do you think it's a lie?
I feel like this is true.
I think his
if he was
knowledge
watching the
of the
Beijing
running of the
Olympics,
torch-
he would remember the drums.
Well,
I do think it's true.
Well, if he is currently if he was currently dying on the sofa,
The drums were quite a bit before the
Right.
torch was lit.
Listen, and I don't even remember anything about this
Obama.
Olympics.
Right,
Gunnin.
True.
True.
You're going true. Okay, Noah,
No.
is it true, or were you just telling a bold-faced lie?
It's really sad that's a true experience in my life.
So, Noah did in fact nearly die because of the 2008 Olympics.
You weren't paying attention to the Olympics.
No, I'll give that to you. As someone that was dying, I'll give that to you. I was not paying attention to the 2008 Olympics.
You don't remember the drums.
But I remember Obama, and that's what really matters.
People drumming in pure synchronization. Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should.
I feel so ashamed.
Well, so Glitch feels really strongly about Noah not remembering this drummer from the 2008 Olympics, but sadly we do have to move on. So we do have to move on. So the next contestant telling their story will be Glitch the Fox.
That's it. I'm gonna bullshit you all.
I can't wait to be really mean to them.
Do it.
I can't believe you almost died.
Reroll.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Reroll. Hey.
Reroll? That's cheating.
No, it was the same one that I did first time.
Oh.
After the doors wouldn't open, I was stuck on the train for 2 stations after my stop.
Why didn't you use different doors?
You think I didn't try the different door?
How often do you usually
It was a late
go?
night. It was a late night one, and I did try different doors. I don't know. There was no one on the station outside pressing the button to open the doors, and the buttons weren't working inside, and the driver doesn't answer you if you bang on the door, because if you bang too much, then he'll call frickin' If you see something that doesn't look right to you, call a member of staff for the British Transport Police on 61016. Well, you know,
See it, say it, sorted.
Yeah. That's fun
This is a
fact.
British
That was the
thing?
very first thing that we used. That was the very first speech that we used to test the sound system in Arcadia.
It's a very
where had you
British
been?
thing.
How
Yeah,
often
it
do
is.
you use the train?
Quite a lot.
Quite a
There's-
lot.
if
Can you
I-
define quite a lot?
Well, I mean, nowadays I spend most of my time on VR, so not as much now. If I go to town, I get the train rather than a bus or a taxi or anything like that. If I go to my parents, I have to get the train because that's miles away unless they come and pick me up, so I get the train up there.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
lots of trains. I like trains as well, so like...
Where had you been that night?
I was heading back from my parents. Heading back here. Well, not to this house. I was heading back to Garston, where I used to live. I ended up in town.
And what were the other passengers doing?
There was no one else. It was a late night train from an obscure place that, by that time, there's nobody getting trains from Preston to Liverpool on a weekday in the middle of the night on the very last train. It's okay though, because it was a pacer.
Okay, they're being
Oh,
far
well, that
too
is-
genuine and far too real. By the
Mm.
way,
I like trains.
but like
How did you
like
get out?
this. Yeah, how did you get out?
How did I get out? When we got to the end stop, the driver got out of the thing and used his key to unlock the door to make the doors open because they wouldn't open for him either. So we got to the last stop. We got to Liverpool Lime Street, and so the Pacers are very old. They've actually been removed from service now, which makes me sad. But they were really bad trains. They were built by a bus company. They were built to be rail buses. By the time I'm riding them going to and from Liverpool, they're like 40, 50 years old. These things are old as shit. They're also step entry, which is horrific. They have buttons just like some old buses do that open the doors, and the doors actually open like bus doors like that. And those doors get stuck, they break. Basically, he came out of the cab, turned the key in there, and then booted the door. I've just booted the table. And and yeah, I've also broken my tracker open.
Oh dear!
I think we need some medical assistance over on team one, Gunnin's team over there.
Thank you.
All right.
Don't worry, I'll call an
opinion-
ambulance so you can get on it as soon
fine.
as the game show ends.
I've got my foot here. It's in my hand. It's fine.
My opinion is if they're given a truth, and this is a truth, they have a responsibility or an expectation to make it silly or seem unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was exceptionally
I'm just
believable.
silly and unbelievable anyway.
Which is and everything. All the I's are dotted, and they made sure all the T's were crossed.
And it all makes
Yeah, no,
sense.
they've sold me on the story.
They told you in the story, which means it has to be fake.
Yeah, it has to be fake.
Right, Minxie. Do you think Glitch is telling the
I can
truth,
go with
or
fake.
do you think Glitch is telling a big fat lie?
I think you are lying.
Glitch, please reveal.
So this, I'm really glad I asked about this before we did this, because this is not one of the stories I gave over. So this card is intended to be a lie. However, the story I've just told, I was supposed to get off at what's it called, South Parkway. Ended up in Liverpool Lime Street. Is actually 100% true.
So
wait, Judge. What does that mean?
So there you have it.
I'm lost.
Glitch did, in fact, get stuck on a train after the doors wouldn't open.
But you didn't know that. You didn't know that.
It doesn't
Hey, it was originally a lie.
doesn't mean it's not true.
But how do we
Doesn't mean
verify
not
it's true?
Scout's honor.
You're lucky this time.
I'm sure it's the compensation letter afterwards.
You still have that gun?
It was the absolute
I
piece of
do,
shit
it's
one.
there.
So they go via Warrington. I had to walk between 2 stations in Warrington as well in the middle of the fucking night. So I was already pissed off as it was. So as much as I was very happy-go-lucky telling the story now, I was furious. And there wasn't a train back. I had to get a taxi back. So that actually, no, I got the all-night bus because we got a 24-hour bus from town. So I got the all-night bus back. But yeah.
Oh, like from Harry Potter, the night bus with the like Jamaican head.
Oh, I love that bus. Oh, it's going to be a bumpy
lot
ride.
Of the things that happen in Harry Potter are just British.
It's crazy. You'll be ready for a bumpy ride.
It's going to be a bumpy ride. Why the long face?
Right, so the next contestant telling us a story will be Pharaoh. So please
dear. Okay.
read the statement on the card in front of you.
For 2 years now, I've been trying to befriend a cat that lives on my street, but to no avail.
No, it's real. I don't even have to ask any questions. I believe that 100%.
Oh, yeah, that felt.
How are you
well,
defending it?
Yeah, to entertain. What methods have you been using?
Well, because I live right by the mall, and so I just walk there a lot. And there's this first-story apartment, and he kind of like walks around outside of the balcony. And yeah, I don't know. I love cats. Love dogs, and I just kind of like go down and like hello, and just kind of put my hand out. But he always looks at me like nastily. Even though like sometimes he'll be like right next to the little like it's not a there's this oh, I just bonked my microphone. Apologies. There's a sidewalk and then there's like the apartment building and then there's like a little like apartment building walkway and I like that because it's not like a dreary sidewalk and that's where the kitty cat is.
What does it look
What
like?
breed? Yeah.
I mean I don't know what the breed would be, but it's like mixed. It's got like patches. It's mostly white, and then there's patches of like splotches of black and orange.
Okay.
Looks like a
Okay.
cat.
A calico.
I believe him.
I'd kind of believe him. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
It's just a
So-
chubby, kind of stern cat.
So Minxie, are you is your team going with true?
But yeah. Believe it too.
I could go true, yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
think
gonna
that's
go with
pretty
true.
wrong.
Okay. Pharaoh,
Okay.
have you
This
have you
was-
been have you
Have
been
I?
trying to befriend a cat for however many years you said? I can't remember how many years you said.
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
Why not?
You do this
There
to me.
you go.
Because there's no
What
cat
the
to befriend.
hell?
The
I'm
Pharaoh
sorry.
has not been
That's
trying
not
to befriend a
true.
cat
You're
for
not
a few
trying hard
years
enough.
to no avail.
Because
That
the cat
cat's so
was immediately
lonely.
defensive and moved straight away.
Because it's not a cat. He's a concrete pillar. Yeah, it's just there's no cat. I don't know. There was a cat once upon a time that was really nice to me, and I walked away, and he tried following me, and the back of my shoe, it didn't like hit him hard, but the back of my shoe hoofed his head, and I was like, oh my god, I felt so
don't
fucking
hoof
bad. I felt
him.
so bad. I was so
Hoof
like,
him.
oh, I had to sit down with him for a minute and be like, I don't hate you.
I do.
Well, I think we have time for one more story. So, the next person and the final person to tell us their story will be Broc.
Me again. Oh.
There you go.
That's the same one. That's the same one. That's still the same
Oh
one.
my.
Get your stuff together.
Again. There we go.
There we go.
We have exactly the number of prompts that we needed for the show and no more. All right.
I can't reach low enough to the floor.
You need to hear. I can. You need some lower support. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
After reading a eulogy at my uncle's funeral, the funeral director asked me to leave because I was at the wrong funeral.
Ah,
yeah.
I want this to be true. I want this to be Family Guy Peter Griffin giving the Carrie Fisher eulogy level true. I want you to. I want to imagine you standing there and saying that your uncle was a princess, and then realizing you're talking to a bunch of Chinese guys. This is my headcanon. I don't care what it says on the board. This is true.
That's
Okay,
not what happened. Go on.
So, like, the funeral director, like, wouldn't you recognize that it was the wrong person, and then you would have left on your own volition?
No, it was a closed coffin. I didn't see the body.
Oh.
Did
like-
he just get like a date and time wrong, or did he-
No, it was the wrong room.
They double book those.
Yeah.
I feel they didn't have, like, I don't know. I feel like when someone passes away, they'll have, like, a picture of them. They'll have, like, their name. And, like, I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't also, like, the funeral director, like, would they, like, what did you do that they asked you to leave?
Right, so I was 8 or 9.
Okay.
It was an uncle that I didn't actually know that well. He didn't have any children. I visited him when I was a little bit younger, and apparently he quite enjoyed the company. So that's why I was involved. They did have one of them picture things, but it was covered by them flowers. I never went around the front to look at it. And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started
Oh, that
talking
makes
about the
sense.
summer, and one of the actual parishioners said something to the guy, and then he took me out of the room.
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
What was the eulogy?
I was just sort of reminiscing about the summer. I've already told you how old I am. This was quite a while ago. My memory's not that good. I stayed with him. It was a great summer to get out into the countryside of Ireland.
You've got Irish heritage.
Yeah, on my mother's side.
I knew there was a reason that you were hot.
Wow. Hello. Is Irish Vogue now? I need to start flaunting my Irish heritage. Judas.
Think of more questions.
I think that one is a truth.
Right, so Gunnin,
It sounds...
is your team gonna go? Does your team think that Brock is telling the truth, or do you think Brock is telling a lie?
I'm gonna have to go with the lie on this one.
You're going with a lie. You're overruling your team.
All right.
Okay, Brock, please.
It was a lie.
Oh, got me.
There you go.
Brock
Did not
I don't
go
care,
to
it's
the wrong
still true.
funeral and read a eulogy about his uncle.
Very
And
young for a eulogy.
that is
Angela
time's
wasn't
up.
just a boss,
I
she
can
was also a
reveal that
princess.
Gunnin's team wins with 6 points to 3.
Oh,
So
shoot.
Yes, thank you everyone who decided to tune in and watch. And thank you to all the contestants that are here today. But yeah, if you guys would like to come over here and wave goodbye, that would be quite nice.
And thank you to my mom.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you to
Hello?
Glitch, and thank you to Glitch's mom for being the special guest today. But yes, we're gonna be going now, guys. So goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.